This little piece of plastic can make you thousands of dollars for free, or it can bankrupt you. Today we're going to be talking about the why, how, and what of credit cards, because a lot of people believe that credit cards are evil, or a waste of money, or a good way to get into debt, and while they can be all three of those, they don't have to be. We're going to demystify credit card usage today. Why should you be using a credit card? Well, the first reason is your credit score. Now, credit scores are this weird number that's associated with you for your entire life that essentially tells the banks whether you're a risky lender or not. Having a good credit score can mean that you can have access to home loans, auto loans, all at a low interest rate. Having a bad credit score, on the other hand, you might not be able to get loans, or those loans are going to be at a higher interest rate, which means you're going to be paying the bank more than you're going to be paying for your car or your home. And we want to avoid paying the bank. The second reason to use a credit card is it's more secure. Using a credit card compared to a debit card gives you a buffer of security that you don't normally have. If you make a purchase, or more importantly, someone that isn't you makes a purchase on your card, it doesn't go straight out of your bank account. You have to pay that. It's just a credit on your credit card. Your money isn't gone. And typically, the credit card company will make sure that that doesn't come out of your bank account. And lastly, but more importantly, is the rewards. The rewards are just free money. Now, there's typically two types of rewards. The first type is a sign-up bonus. So if you sign up for this card, you get a free $200. The second type is a cash back bonus, typically ranging from 1% to 5%. So if you spend $100 and you have 5% cash back, you just make $5 free. It's just free money. Think about how much that adds up over a lifetime. Based on the 2019 research that NerdWallet did on credit card debt, the average American household has $7,000 of revolving credit card debt. That's $7,000 that they have in their credit card month to month that they're paying interest on. Credit card debt is one of the worst types of debt to get into. And it's one of the worst types of debt to get into because of the high interest rates. You could be paying 30% of that credit card just in interest. And the average American household spends $1,100 on interest every single month. That's $1,100 that you're just throwing away every single month. And I don't know about you, but I don't have $1,100 just sitting around, yet alone $1,100 every single month. That's terrifying. So here are my two biggest rules for using credit cards, and doing these two things will keep you out of credit card debt. Number one is just don't spend money you don't have. If you don't have the money, don't spend the money. Having a $4,000 credit limit doesn't mean that you have $4,000. You still have to pay that off. And number two, pay the card off every single month. You never want to pay interest on credit cards. It's just throwing away money, and we don't like throwing away money. And lastly, just use the credit card as you would a debit card. Now, the absolutely only time that you should be using a debit card instead of a credit card is if you can't handle a credit card. Not improving your credit score, not having more secure purchases, and not getting the free money isn't worth racking up thousands of dollars in credit card debt. So if you don't trust yourself to be financially responsible enough to use a credit card, don't use it. Use the debit card instead. Now that we've talked about why you should be using a credit card instead of a debit card and how to responsibly use a credit card, I'm going to give you some suggestions on what types of credit cards you should be looking at. And with all of my videos, I'm going to tell you to do the same thing. Do your own research. I'm giving you general advice, and that general advice may not work for you specifically. So do your own research, find out what works and what doesn't work for you, and then get that card. Don't just blindly pick one off my list. And just one more disclaimer before we get started is try not to use student credit cards. Now, if you can't get any other card because you have a low credit score or no credit score at all, having a student credit card is better than having no credit card at all. But student credit cards are typically higher interest rate, lower credit limits, but more importantly, lower rewards. So if you're a college student and you can get a different type of credit card, get a different type of credit card. There are two things that I look for in any credit card. The first one is no annual fee. There's nothing inherently wrong with an annual fee. I just don't spend enough money to make the rewards that you get from an annual fee card worth the annual fee. The second thing I look for is the type of reward. I really like pairing two types of rewards together on two separate cards to maximize the cash back that I'm getting. So one type of reward is the revolving cash back. Every 3 months, they're going to change the category that you get your cash back on. So for 3 months, it might be grocery stores. For the next 3 months, it might be gas stations. And I really like pairing this with a second type of reward, which is choose your own category. For 3 months, card 1 has grocery stores for cash back. I can choose my category on card 2 for gas stations. So when I go to grocery stores, I use my card 1, and when I go to gas stations, I use card number 2. It's really just diversifying the types of rewards to maximize the money that you get. So here are 3 cards that I really like that might work well for you. First up, we have the Discover It Cash Back. Now I really like this because it has no annual fee, it has 5% cash back on revolving categories, and they match your cash back for the first year. So if you have $200 of cash back in your first year, you just magically have $400. It's free money. Who doesn't like free money? The second card that I recommend is the Amazon Prime card. I like this card because it has no annual fee, it has 5% cash back on Amazon purchases, and it has a $70 gift card for signing up. So just by signing up, you get $73. And the last card is the Bank of America Cash Rewards card. This card has no annual fee. It has a $200 online sign-up bonus. Don't go into the bank to get it. Make sure you're signing up for it online. And it has a 3% cash back on the category of your choice. Now the kicker with this card is the 0% interest for 15 months. I understand that bills happen and you might not have enough money to cover those necessary expenses, right? And you don't want to pay 30% interest every single month on credit card. So normally the 0% interest for 15 months doesn't matter because you should be paying off your card every single month. But if something were to come up, this is a really good option because it gives you 15 months of buffer time to fully pay that off. Let's do a recap. Why should you be using a credit card? 1, it's more secure. 2, it's free money. And 3, it helps build your credit score. The 2 rules for not getting into credit card debt and how to use a credit card properly: don't spend money you don't have, and always pay it off every single month. 3 cards to look into that don't have an annual fee and have a diversified cashback reward system is the Discover It Cashback card, the Amazon Prime card, and the Bank of America Cash Rewards card. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and hit that like button so I know that this is the type of content that you enjoy. And if you want to be a part of our community, hit that subscribe button. I'm putting out 2 to 3 videos every single week that are geared towards giving you the tools to succeed. I'm proud of you, I love you, and I'll see you next time. I'm 15. Okay, I'm on 12. A little piece of plastic can make but for real, don't abuse credit cards.